there's people outside, and you know they're wearing white and red, and they're walking around like all ceremoniously. Is the circus in town?
I don't know where you're from, but we don't call them dongs here. We call them bells. That has a very different connotation in this town, so I would suggest
I'm from
not
down
calling
under.
that.
Down under, dongs are amazing. They're round and they can be golden, and if you hit them, they really react.
So a good number of our participants are youth who might be struggling with some degree of social setback that has something to do with, oftentimes, there's no diagnosis required, but we have a lot of our constituents come to us with challenges related to autism, ADHD, anxiety, or depression, and then coming through and playing a safe and supportive game in a fun environment then helps them come out of their shell and sometimes make friends for the very first time. That's our like historical youth demographic. We have also expanded now to serve adults, which is really exciting. We've also planned to be expanding soon to serve a veteran population, to work with hospitals. So we have a lot of great vision. We're looking to expand our direct services.
Little Johnny Dangerously to me, and I'm really excited about it.
I love a hardened criminal with a soft spot for elderly relatives so much.
Yeah, it's so good.
It was just in the realm of Johnny Dangerously. I was just about to say, like, you do know you have 2 first names, right?
Beckett and Lucita, is this like a Sunny and Cher thing? Do they have other names? Or...
Yeah, it's kind of, well, it's Cuthbert Beckett and Lucita de Aragon.
I'd just be Beckett too.
Who named their kid Cuthbert?
Yeah, that's a horrible name.
That's a weird name.
Don't tell him I said that. He sounds like he kills people.
He does kill people.
Wild magic surges. As the energy goes into you, it begins to take life, a actual organic life of thorns. Large, thorny vines begin to sprout inside your body, busting through your flesh, through your eyes, your mouth, your ears. They begin to encompass you in a sarcophagus of green and red from your blood. Black and silver roses beginning to bloom around you. You are unaware of any of this as you simply drift off to sleep.
So it manifests as if they are kind of small tendrils. In the past, I've been able to use it to manipulate multiple gears and mechanisms at the same time to get things done. So it's kind of like tiny little fingers or tiny little like tentacles.
Cool. Off of just all of your body or anywhere in specific?
I haven't tried everywhere.
Well, no, this is not that type of game.
But...
That is 14 points of squirrel damage.
Oh, I've never taken squirrel damage before.
Quick, break out the bottle of rat poison. They're just fuzzy tree rats. Kill one.
So anything
Kobolds not really known for their incredible intelligence.
No, not so much.
the noggin actions, that's ego.
Ego.
Reflexes is about being fast.
Dexterous, if you will.
Dexterity.
Agile.
Agile.
Mm-hmm.
So fast.
I like the pot holder on your head.
It's a hat.
It is a hat. It's lovely.
Thank you.
And it matches your tie.
Yeah, I lose my tie.
Uh-oh.
Where did it go?
I don't think it exists anymore. My object permanence not so good.
Greetings, Earthbound travelers. Welcome to tonight's episode, Will of the Dice presents Scions of Oblivion. I am your host, Tyr the DM, World's OKest DM. We want to thank you for joining us. Just a reminder, this is for mature audiences only. We are queer and queer friendly. And if you're offended by things such as the word fuck, leave. That being said, we are excited for tonight. We do have a new player joining us. Awesomeness.
Yeah, and we added a new window as after everything was set and pushed me out of my box. So bear with me, Chad, as I put myself in a frame.
Yeah, the bear replaced me too. I see that now.
Yeah, so
that was my fault. I added it after John had set everything up. My bad.
it's not the end of the world. You guys do your introductions, and we'll get on our way.
Yep. So before we get started, as always, we got announcements, introductions. It's gonna be a good show. Bear with me if I seem a little out of sorts. I am fighting pneumonia and strep, but I needed the mental break to be here. So without further ado, let's get to the announcements. Locke.
Hi gamers, Locke here, and I'm here to talk to you about our partners in this endeavor, Level Up Dice. Fine purveyors of luxury dice for all your amazing dice needs. And tonight, we're going to talk about our ambassadorship. We, Will of the Dice, are now officially the ambassadors of a set of dice from Level Up Dice. You too can have your own Will of the Dice set of dice from Level Up. That's right. Check those out. Tyr has them in his window, which hopefully John has fixed by now.
It is fixed.
Yay! So these are the stained glass blue cat's eyes. These are a blueberry colored cat's eye. That's the radical glass. They are a gradient of color from a dark blue to a lighter blue. They have an optical shift in them as you move the die around. They have a pinkish red glyphic pattern and numbers on them in the stained glass style of glyphic patterns. And they are just breathtaking. So let us ambassador unto you with diplomatic appeal these amazing dice. And to get these dice, you can go to Level Up through our usual portal. And by now you should all know what that portal is. But tonight I am going to give you a new portal. I'm going to give you a portal that takes you straight to these dice. If this is the set of dice you want, go straight there and look at them. That portal is http://bit.ly/W, dice. That's bit.ly/WOTD dice. That's Will of the Dice dice. Go there and check those dice out. And picking up those dice really helps us out. Let's Level Up know how much you love and appreciate us. And they are just awesome. So go check them out. Also, we would like to thank the wonderful people who provide music for our show that help us heighten our experience as both players and your experience as the audience. Those people are Kevin MacLeod, also Michael Gelfi, also Epidemic Sound, also Dwergar, also Patrick Taylor, Pants, who currently looks like he belongs in the Beastie Boys Sabotage video, but we're not going to hold that against him. And also, tonight we would like to thank, providing music for the show, Ren Matley. Hey, Ren.
Thanks, Locke.
You can possibly hear Ren sing and not in an outtake on the podcast.
Speaking of which, remember, if you go and listen to the podcast, there's outtakes at the end. And there's some good ones.
On every episode, I take an hour out of my life to build a podcast reel of outtakes for all of you. So even if you don't go and listen to the podcast, go download the podcast, fast forward to the end, and listen to the last few minutes.
Thank you, Locke. Also, speaking of Level Up Dice, they have started their semi-precious stone glyphic blind bag version 2. We got a couple of those that I'm going to be opening each night on stream. This is the first one we're going to open here. I'll be honest, I opened it ahead of time so I'd know which one it was. You know? But tonight we have the beautiful Arboretum green turquoise. It is absolutely beautiful. It is a beautiful D6. It will decide someone's fate later tonight. I'm sure of it. Anyway.
Please not me, please not me, please not me.
Excellent. That being said, Shelley.
For tonight's One Community, One Campaign, we have Laura Elliott of Silverleaf Costumes. Do you want to take your RPG to real life? Then check out the garb at Silverleaf Costumes. With historical clothing for men and women, Silverleaf can help you find the perfect look for your adventurer, bard, princess, or pirate. High quality costumes for your high quality cosplays. Silverleaf Costumes. And you can find them at http://www.silverleafcostumes.com.
Thank you, Shelley. We also want to give a special shout out to our partner over at Eggle's Wood Stuff, Eggle. The man is absolutely amazing with the things that he can do with wood, whether you're looking for dice trays, dice towers, home decor, things in other hobby spaces such as looms for weaving. The man is amazing. You can go check him out at eggleswoodstuffs.com. That's EGILLS woodstuffs.com. As always, tonight's safe word is porcelain. And for those of you that wasn't around last night, my birthday was May 10th, and someone was kind enough to send me this beautiful dice tower, which is now known as the Dice Tower of Fate. So when I have to make important decision rolls, I'll be using it with the beautiful dice that we have the privilege of having ambassadorship of. I believe that's all the announcements. So let's get into introductions. We'll start with our newest individual, John.
Hey everybody, I'm Ren Matley, the voice of Infira tonight. She's a 19-year-old grumpy half-elf sorcerer who's become disenchanted with the world. She's got extra pale skin, ice blue eyes, and long dark blue hair. And honestly, she's not really sure what the hell's going on these days.
I'm gonna come back once you're done because apparently I was muted.
Oh no. You can find me on Twitter at Ren_Matley.
I'm John, one of the producers here at Level Up TTV. I had myself muted because I'm a dum-dum who does this professionally. You can find me on the different shows here, part of the cast here at Scions now, and as the voice of Carlton Tanks on the Dungeon Drunks podcast.
John, apparently people are having trouble hearing.
Yep, I'm boosting it up even more.
All right, cool.
We were just peaking in the red, so I was trying to avoid peaking in the red. Let me put that down, put you guys up. All right, that should be a little bit better, everybody.
All right.
Hey everybody, I'm Ben Sigurd. Tonight I'm the voice of Tarius Frostmane, identifiable as a Minotaur only by the horns and hooves. For he wears a raven's mask, as black as midnight, with eyes like emeralds. He searches for the one thing that this life has always seemed to lack. It's the ability to speak, but actually it's mercy. And you can find me on Twitter, where I have actually just recently shared some fan art of Tarius at Ben Sigurd.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Patrick Taylor, playing the voice of Pants, a perfectly normal fighter with no knowledge of his past or what he actually is. Quirky, brawny, and he doesn't understand clothing. Pants is the protector of the key to Angramora, and now is on a quest to know what that means. And you can find me on Twitter at PeculiarPatrick.
Hi, everyone. I'm Shelley, the voice of Dandy Santhy Gelbean Gigglebox Monfrey, a 20-year-old gnome rogue with short, fluffy strawberry blonde hair and light caramel-colored skin, always dressed in dark thieves' clothes. She's mostly cheery, sometimes dreary, although that one's a little rare, since she seems to be perking up as of late, but who knows where that'll take us. And you can find me on Twitter at Sweetest Shells.
Hi, gamers. I'm Locke Clark, and I am the player of Karok Stoutheart, a orc cleric of the god of glorious death, Garth Dokeen. He has slate blue skin, fiery red top knot and beard, double lower tusks, wears plate armor, and is now in possession of a sword that wants to be used to kill people, but by taking over the person who wields it, and he's trying to figure out what to do with that. And you can find me if you're in the Atlanta area at the Georgia Ren Fair in the Crafty Celt booth until the middle of June. And you can find me on the Facebooks and the Twitter patients at Locke Unruly. That's Locke with a H.
Thank you all. And as I said before, I'm Tier the DM, World's OKS DM. You can find me on all social media at tier_the_DM. So, announcements and introductions out of the way. It's time to get on with this. I'm hoping for 6 you bastards tonight. We'll see. Ah, yes. So, when last we left our party, they had encountered the blade Foebiter, a living entity of a blade that is trying to find someone worthy to wield it. They discovered that through lore, it was once wielded by a rogue named Fred, who was able to conquer the blade. They were strong enough to wield the blade, and she, 300 years ago, made quite a name for herself against dwarves, known as the Dwarf Cleaver. The blade being recently discovered, trying to communicate with some. We'll see what happens there. The party did make their way to the Weeping Wasteland, where they encountered the druid enclave of the Lunar Dancers, where the quote-unquote aunt of one of these players stepped forward wanting to know what in the hell Vinfira was doing there. This is where our story continues, and this is where we discover if you have been forsaken to the will of the dice. It is the 18th day of Tar Kenneth. It is 2 days to the Feast of the Twin Veils. For those of you that are familiar with this, which would be all of you but one, the newest edition, this is the feast where people come together to celebrate the coming joining union of the synchronization of the twin moons. It is a big deal in some places, in other places, not so much. The players know if they are ones to celebrate or not, as I have left that to their advocacy. So here you are. You're in the Weeping Wasteland, the woodland area where the wind howls through the trees, making it sound as if it is weeping and moaning. You are among the druids, the fiery spirit of the enclave, seeming to be almost contagious as you are standing there among these people that seem to live harmoniously. Before further questions can be asked by the one that had lowered their hood, stepped forward and called Vinfira by name, you all are quickly ushered respectfully away from the crowd into a clearing. In this clearing, you will see that there is another druid dressed similar to those that you met before, also with long flaming red hair and purple eyes, pale skin, short of stature. Upon her brow a wreath of holly. She will lower her hood. It is a day for interesting visitors. Her hand motioning as from the shadows of the tree line, a creature like you have never seen will emerge. John, I will allow you to describe your character at this time.
Boom, boom, boom. You hear heavy footsteps pushing into the soft grass as a over 7 foot tall woman emerges. Long, huge ears, giant trunk, tusks that can gore a boar as you see a loxodon. A crown of amethyst and crystals adorn her brow. Camera, you can focus. And at her foot, a badger that she affectionately says, "Come along, honey."
I need a perception check from John.
All right. Let's see. Perception. 17. That'll be a 25.
Among the crowd,
I have advantage
or
in that.
the small crowd gathered here, you will spot a face that to you is familiar. The gnome that is among them.
I see there's definitely the height differential between myself and the gnome, and I slowly walk towards her, and I get down on one knee to get to her eye level. Have we met before, young one? You look
Andy
familiar.
would have no idea who this is.
I don't think so.
Your face seems so familiar. Like I've seen you before. Huh. I am Ziraj, and she her trunk kind of goes in for the handshake.
What the heck? She'll shake the trunk.
Chance is aghast at this.
And who
What?
are?
It was offered.
Please introduce me to your
That's
friends.
the no.
Well, you can call me Dandy, Dandelion, Santhy, Chrysanthemum, Jelbean, Gigglebox, or Monfrey. And this, she'll point to Karak, is Karak. And that, she'll point to Pants, is Pants. And that, she'll point to Tarios, is Tarios. And the really sour-looking one over there is Ventura.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure for all of you to have come. I welcome you to the circle.
The unknown druid will clear her throat. I find this a perhaps meeting of fate. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Hummingbird. I am chief among the druids here. Welcome to our home, travelers. We fear that times are dark, and it is these darkened times that bring you. Karak, she will look dead at you when she says that. Some of you we mourn for. Yes, sir?
Oh, I was going to make a bad joke. I draw a faux biter and I stab John in the back. No, I'm kidding.
Well, it was fun, everybody.
I think John's dead.
And then another Luxodon walks out of the forest and introduces itself as Quirija, the twin of. No.
And there is a blood vendetta. She will look at you, Karak, as she says the words, some of you we mourn for. It is this time, Dandy, you will have the feeling of being plunged into darkness, unfeeling. You will look and see yourself in a reflection of 1,000 pools, all the times that you wept for your parents' death, the times that you were cold, hungry, and alone on the streets in Iron Sage, all the times that you had to steal to get by, all the times that you knew depression, desperation, and despair will come flooding back in a moment as you realize you are a scion of Oblivion. Pants. You too will be plunged into what seems to be eternal darkness. You too will see a pool, 1,000 reflections of yourself, of all the times that you were in the tower with Samson, living in the lap of the wizard's luxury. You never knew want, you never knew need. Everything that you ever wanted, everything that you ever desired was provided for you. It tainted the way you looked at the world, and you see now the taint. You see the way that you looked at the world was askewed as it becomes 100% evident. You are a scion of the awakened.
Oh, you bastard!
Zeraj.
Yes.
And it's this moment that you will feel a sensation similar to what sent you on this journey. That calling, that beckoning. As you looked to the stars before, the stars now spread before you in this clearing. As you see these faces that you saw in your visions. These are the individuals that drew you from your home. These are the ones that you were supposed to meet here in this clearing. Although you never quite was able to see the faces before, they were always like looking through a haze, through a fog. But in the moment that these two drop to their knees, that veil lifts as you get this vision once more and see these are the ones that you were destined to assist.
For a second there, I thought I was about to be a Scion as well.
Welcome to the show. You're a Scion.
As they rise, Miss Dandy, Mr. Pants, I've come very far from the Lost Isle, for the stars have shown me a great darkness approaches, and in that veil I saw you too. I would be most grateful if you would allow me to protect my home and this world and accompany you in fighting the coming darkness. And she bows to them.
Well, we've trusted people for less.
I've never had a servant before, but
I didn't say
guess I'll
servant,
take
young
one
man.
now.
Don't you sass me. I did not say servant. I said accompany you and be your ally.
Don't be a dumbass, Pants.
Oh, I like her.
It's one of those things I don't understand anymore, right? My head hurts. Everything seems to be about science and waking and... quick note. Anyone remind me, what exactly is a Scion of Awakening, and should I be worried about it?
You mean a Scion of the Awakened?
Yeah, that one. That was it. My head's a little fuzzy still.
Ben's gonna look at Karak go, wasn't that a bad thing?
I mean, it is. Okay, so the Scion of the Awakened are the counterpoint to the Scions of Oblivion, and the Awakened are the ones who believe they deserve everything and look down on those who have less, and it doesn't matter as long as Pants is willing to do what's necessary when the time is right, which kind of Scion he is. We just need... We were afraid that the awakening, the awakened Scions, by their very nature, would be the ones that would be the hardest to convince to go through with the ceremony and sacrifice themselves to save the world. But if Pants is one of them, that gives me newfound hope that perhaps this is possible.
Yes, I can convince all the others. It'll be perfect. I'm very good at convincing people.
Having just met him, can I insight whether or not he's actually good at convincing people?
Sure, insight that.
Can he have
He's
that as
just
an
gonna raise
advantage as-
his brow.
Can he get that at advantage as Vampiri looks at him and goes, "No, you're not, dumbass."
Dandy
Sure.
just
I don't think
raised
I've ever
his brow.
convinced anyone.
18 on
I
the
don't think I've ever actually
die.
convinced anybody.
So that'll be a 23.
He believes that he is absolutely amazing at convincing people.
Just to clarify again, Tyr, you said Dandy is a Scion of Oblivion, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just brain working.
I can feel the hate from the audience. Yes, let your hate flow. Give it to me.
You said Dandy's on her knees?
She was. It's up to her if she stands or not.
She's standing now.
Okay, Ben would actually walk over. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just, I'm apparently also a scion.
Oh shit. Are you fucking kidding me?
There are two of you here. And I'm going to go out on a limb, Dandy, and I'm going to guess you're not an awakening scion.
She just shakes her head slowly, no.
That makes perfect sense.
Iraq, it is at this time you will feel something in your hand.
I stop and look down at my hand.
When you opened the book and read from the book, you had a bracelet attach itself to you with the infinity helix, the sideways 8. That blade or that bracelet has melted down to your hand and formed a blade.
Well, you know what they say.
A knife in the hand is worth 2 in the back? What the fuck was that?
Darius will turn and look at Dandy and say, I'm pretty sure that's not what they say.
No, what they say is when life gives you scions, make
Everybody gets
blades.
fucked?
I don't actually have anything here. The bracelet is gone. I have a knife now. I turn and I look at the druid.
Which one?
Hummingbird?
Okay.
Is that the right name?
It is.
Master Hummingbird? Is that the correct title to address you by?
Master, Mistress, Hummingbird. You may call me what you wish.
Mistress Hummingbird, perhaps you are wise enough to be able to explain to me what my job is in this. I am apparently the voice of the Scions, but I don't know what that means. Do you?
You will see her eyes mist, a few tears spilling as she shakes her head softly. I do, and it is not good, my friend. Please, everyone. She will wave her hands, and as she does, roots and vines will erupt from the ground behind you, forming various seats like chairs. A especially large one for the Loxodon that has emerged. Tables will also follow suit in these twisted vines. Birds and squirrels will come bringing teapots and tea settings. For a moment, she will look, nodding to the one that you know to be Rin, and another one that was there. They will turn and leave the clearing.
No, before the birds and squirrels and stuff leave, Dandy will of course thank them.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we won't be doing that again. Do you all sit and partake of the tea?
Zaraj does.
Dandy will sit, but
Yes.
she's not gonna take any tea yet.
Same with pants.
Karak daintily picks up the teacup, pinky up.
You notice that Zaraj, like part of the fleshy bit of her trunk, is a little bit extended.
Seeing the
Pants is gonna gag.
Seeing the appropriate extensions, Tarios follows suit in his consumption of the tea.
Ven's gonna sit down, pick up a teacup, take a sip, look at Hummingbird. So, can you just tell us what the fuck is going on, or are you gonna talk in circles like my Aunt Mila does?
Oh, child. No, no, no. I will be very blunt. But first, I must ask you, what brings you here? For that will allow me to gauge where we need to begin.
Well, that depends. Do you want the really short version, or do you want Karak to actually tell you everything?
Let's go with everything.
Then you want Karak, because I'm just going to give you the short version, let's be honest.
All right. We were there at the ceremony where they unveiled the statue to the 11 who uh, defeated Lilith. We witnessed the King of Iron Sage murdered. We were blamed for the assassination attempt, but managed to escape. We then went in a roundabout way and eventually made it to the Free Cities to cross the ocean to get to the Emerald. On the way to get onto the boat to cross the ocean, we had an encounter with some sort of creature, a winged female demoness of some sort. It was seen as a portent. A sage that we ran into freaked out and then was then immediately killed by the Umbrakai. We boarded a ship. We put into shore, but were attacked by people who thought Venfiro was some sort of ill omen. We murdered all of them for attacking us. Then we made our way to the Emerald, where we met with Lady Shava and the rest of the council there.
And
While
it rained
meeting,
squirrels.
it did. It rained squirrels. Yes. While we were with the council, we were assaulted by multiple Umbrakai. A couple of members of the council were killed. We defeated the Umbrakai. And then
We borrowed their book.
I was getting there. We felt a calling from the museum. There was a book that was calling out. We took the book. The book was it is part of the Journal of Mordred Nighthawk. When I read from the book, a bracelet appeared on my wrist, and I was told I was the voice of the Scions. And then we were forced to leave the Emerald because we were framed for murder that we didn't commit, and we had kind of taken a book, and they were pretty pissed off about it, even though, as the voice of the Scions now, I suppose the book is rightfully mine. And so then we traveled across the wastes, where a member of the Church of the Magpie, who has a vendetta against Dandy, found us in a temple to a goddess of chaos, and he was trying to kill Dandy and excommunicate her from the church, and at the same time get a sword that's stupidly powerful. We stopped him on both counts. Well, I mean, I guess the excommunication still happened, but Dandy lived. And we took the sword. I have it with me. It's trying to get me to take it up, but I said no. And then we came here because that was what was suggested to us by Lady Shava. Also, there was a map in Mordred Nighthawk's book that told us this is where we should come. Did I miss anything, anyone?
My ghost tried to eat me.
The cucumber sandwich milk.
Interesting.
Oh,
She
yes,
was in-
we are also wanted by the Vanishers of the Iron Sage, still as regicide.
Oh
And we met a tiefling.
Arius glares at Pants when he mentions the cucumber milk and like shudders.
Interesting.
At Regicide, her eyes just go wide, like, oh, what now?
she will then look to Ziraj and your story.
So, the stars, for those who know how to read them, not only allow you to navigate the world and the oceans and the lands, but also to navigate the futures, the past, and the present. And in the stars, I saw the coming darkness. So, along with one of my friends, we set sail from the Lost Isle to come here to this grove to prevent that darkness from enveloping the Isle and this world. I am not as a storied adventurer as this group. I have done only to protect my home and my kin, be they Loxodon or Gnome. But there are some things too great and powerful to fight at one's doorstep. And what I foresaw, this darkness, is not something I want on my doorstep.
She will pause for a moment. So you are from Strelazillion?
Yes, that is how it is pronounced.
So I need the rest of you to please make a history check. As you all have lived in civilization.
Actually, not a horrible roll. Not great, but not horrible.
Probably better than mine.
All right, Dandy.
18.
Karak.
14.
Pants.
7 plus 3 equals 10.
Arios.
6.
And Ventura.
14.
So those of you that got 10 or above would know that Australia-Zillion is known as it's a mythical place. It doesn't exist. Supposedly there was once an island that had a volcano and a jungle, and it hasn't existed on any maps in forever. It is a fairy tale that people tell their children of mythical, magical, far-off places of races that none have ever seen. And here you are looking at one of those fairy tales come to life.
And they're using their nose to drink tea with. Disgusting.
And for those of you that played in my one game, remember the blue line?
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty.
We never did get to follow the blue line.
No. Hummingbird will nod softly. I can tell you what I know, and I'm assuming that you are here for what the outside world calls the Well of Souls, what we know as the Well of Tears. Is that correct?
That sounds right.
I can take you to this place, and I will, but you can never speak to what you see to the outside world. You will give your oath before you go, if that is acceptable. If not, I will give you a tea that you will drink and will not remember part of this conversation. Before that, though, allow me to provide what information that I can to hopefully help with this. I'm sure that some of you know that magic in this world was created. It is interwoven with the very fabric of nature, and thus the full balance of life and death, good and evil, such other metaphors that man uses must be maintained, or else we have incidents like "She'll look to you, Dandy," raining squirrels. In this creation, there was betrayal. One of the moons was betrayed by their family, slain and cast into the land of the shadows, Angermora. Well, Angermora should not have been created. They should have been cast into the nightmare realm, but as those in power sometimes do, they make mistakes. So the balance was thrown off. As the balance was thrown away, that allowed for the creation of Malacusus, the scourge of the nightmare realm. I'm sure you're familiar with the Battle of the Demon Bride, except for our stranger among us from the Forgotten Isle. We had a demon that tried to devour the land, and his handmaiden was able to infiltrate a kingdom of man and almost brought forth the apocalypse, except for 11 unknown heroes was there to stand the gap.
There's a
So,
reason we like to be off on our little part of the world.
trust me, living here, we understand. So these things are known to you. So how does this play into the Scions? The world is dying. It is decaying, and as it withers, the forces that keep the creatures of the nightmare realm and Angramora at bay are weakening. This was foreseen many millennia ago by the prophets. So they wanted to find a way to make sure that if anything ever happened, that they could reverse any dark changes that might be made. So they created the Scions, creatures that would be born with a special gift, something inside of them presented from the world, the realm, the gods, whatever you wish to call it. They would have a special magic within them that, when gathered together and activated, would allow for the undoing of the world being consumed by nightmare or by shadow. To keep the balance, they wanted to make sure that some of them were from the posh, upscale life, and some of them were from the downtrodden, bittered life. There are 7 of each, and then there is the master of ceremonies, the voice of the Scion. Should the darkness win and begin to come through into this world, the voice of the Scion would gather the Scions at the Great Falls, placing one of each Scion into each pool of water. He would then kill them, releasing their magic into the falls, and then kill himself, activating that magic. This is the failsafe, but I pray that we find a way to stop this without that.
I have a question.
Just
Okay.
one.
What happens if a scion dies before that can happen?
Then another Scion is selected.
Okay.
You only. Let me get this straight if I'm hearing this correctly. You only need 7?
14.
So you're taking one of each? But there's 14 total, yes, but. Oh, okay. I see. Never mind.
2 scions per color of waterfall. One of each type.
Correct.
Yes.
Wait, are you telling me if we fuck this up that he has to kill Pants and Dandy?
Yes.
And myself.
Well, I guess we better
Rock's a
not
big
fuck it
fellow,
up
but-
then.
That is some fucked up shit.
Don't think you'll be able to kill me.
I mean...
Dude, a rat nearly killed you. Shut up.
You didn't see how big the rat was.
I did.
I could hear it. It couldn't have been that big.
Big enough.
Also, I mean, of course I could kill Pants if I had to. Dandy, on the other hand, that would be far harder. Harder even than killing myself, I think.
Aw, thank you.
It's the voice of the Scions.
Pants will lean over to Siraj. I'm going to ask that you do a little bit more looking out for me, since you are considering protecting the world, so make sure that I don't die.
When you look over to Zaraj, she has an empty potion bottle that she's writing with, like paints, and it just says "swear jar."
Sorry, so
Wait,
what
are you
did you
doing
say
with your
to
nose, though?
No, that she's doing it with her hands on this one. She needs the dexterity.
Okay, cool.
This is important. Not to like drinking tea, because you youngins have quite the foul mouth. The gnomes back on my island would never speak like that.
Did she say that out loud to all of us?
Yes.
Well, it's funny. Dandy cusses the least.
I have bad news for you, sweetheart. I have a foul fucking mouth and I don't give a shit.
That's fine. I just hear lots of things, and she like her ears kind of like wiggle.
Also, you should probably think about some cotton wadding or something for those ears at night, especially if I have a date. There are things you will not want to hear.
I could just turn the other way. Or maybe I would like to hear.
I mean, to each their own.
Exactly.
I turned back to Lady Hummingbird. So, we have to not fail.
Yes, you have to not fail. Now, to continue.
Yes.
Since you are here, and she will look to Vinfira, since she is here, that tells me that the prince sets the throne in Angramora, that the rumors are true, and Gangriella is missing?
That is our understanding, yes.
The fuck does that have to do with me?
No one has seen any
What's
of your
expected?
kind in 50 years, 100 years, perhaps?
The
What's
wizard
that supposed to mean?
towers-
She's only a half elf.
No, dumbass. She means the fact that I'm a shadow magic sorcerer. The wizards at the towers said that it's been hundreds of years since they've seen one. Apparently, we're supposed to be fairy tales too.
So at some point, you have come in contact with an agent of Angramora, and they have bestowed their powers to you.
Something like that.
Do you remember how?
No, I don't remember how.
Maybe the well can show you.
What do you mean?
The Well of Tears, where we will take you. You can ask each one question. And no matter what the question, you will get an answer. Be careful with your questions because some things you do not want to know. I would advise against asking how you will die or when.
I think we should, if it is acceptable to you, Mistress Hummingbird, may we stay for a time? Before going to the Well of Souls, I think we should take time to consider our questions.
That is acceptable. We have visitors' lodgings that will be open to all of you.
Also, perhaps you have some insight as to what could be done with Foebiter, as we do not wish it to fall into the wrong hands. There must be some place we could put it where no one could get their hands on it.
Give me a persuasion check.
13 plus whatever my persuasion is. 14.
Okay, I'm going to roll into the Tower of Fate. So you need a 13 or less for her to be willing to help. The table that is before you, Karak, will begin to twist and churn looking like two hands coming up out of the earth. Place the blade among the hands. We will see that it is hidden away.
I should warn you as I'm taking off my backpack and unstrapping the sword, which is wrapped in a cloak. The sword will try to call out to those nearby, and there is a bishop of the Magpie Church, a tiefling who is, well, he's an asshole and kind of a giant bag of dicks who is trying to get his hands on this and will murder people without thought to do so.
It is at this time, Ziraj, you will get flashes in your mind, almost a vision. You will see your homeland in flame and ruin. You will see the people that you love despondent and despaired. You will see the forces of darkness coming like waves from the beach, and you will hear a voice call to you. I can protect them. With me in your hand, we can stand in the gap. We can be the force to turn the tide. I need an intelligence saving throw, please.
Is this against charm or a frightened effect?
Yes.
Great. I have advantage on those. Because I am a very serene Loxodon. Alright, we're not going to use that one. So +4, that'll be a 21.
You are able to resist the blade, and it will go quiet.
Because last thing you need is a trunk just wailing around.
Do you place the blade in the hands, the vine hands? As you do, they wrap around it, encasing it in vine and drawing it into the earth. Dandy, I need an insight check.
Okie dokie.
Single tear comes down.
Let me make a note of that.
No, fuck. I hate that.
Do you have any further questions before you are shown to your quarters?
Final question, and Pants is going to point to the badger. What is that?
Oh, that is...
What do you mean, what is that?
That is my pet honey.
I've never heard of a honey before.
Well, no,
What
honey
exactly
is her name.
A honey.
Her honey is her name. She is a badger.
Quite.
And she doesn't give, so, as the little one would say, a fuck.
That's weird. I wonder how they can. Do they just?
I take it back. I take it back. I take out the sword and I kill the elephant.
Do they just bud or regenerate or? Oh well, whatever.
They procreate. They just don't give a care in the world. They're very nonchalant.
Yes, quite.
Pants, do you not understand the term giving a fuck? How have you spent this many days with me and not understood that don't give a fuck means you don't give a shit? Come on.
Ventura, I lived in a tower. A one-room, single tower full of books. And my closest friend, that I just found out, was recently a father of magic. I don't know half of anything in the world, nor do I understand half of anything that's going on. But, as they say, I roll with the punches.
But how have you spent this long around me and not understood the term, I don't give a fuck?
I didn't know what that thing was.
You need to get out more often, Mr. Pants.
Oh, I'm starting to realize that quite possibly I should have just stayed in. As they say sometimes, I knew I should have stayed home today.
Well, Dandy will get down off of her chair and in front of Honey and go, hello.
She'll give you a little sniff and then kind of nuzzle into you.
Aww, you're not very talkative, but that's okay.
She'll give Honey a little pet.
Well, I can speak with Honey. And the gnomes of my island she's very friendly with, so.
Dandy can speak with small forest creatures.
Oh, well then,
He's got that ability.
I didn't know that. She's shy to new people then.
Can't hear you.
Locke, you are muted.
What?
We do this professionally,
There you
folks.
are. Wait, there you are. Wait.
I heard you say what? And then it went away again. Fucking
And the
gremlins.
gremlins attack again.
Check, check.
There you are.
There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah.
No idea. All right, I just unplugged my mic and plugged it back in. That's a trick that always works, right?
Gotta
All right,
love IT crowd.
Yes. Mistress Hummingbird, one final question. As we will be staying for a bit to decide on our questions, I realize that I'm not sure what you call it, but the moons aligning. I assume your people celebrate such.
Oh, that we do.
I am going to guess that my people's celebration and yours are quite different things. So, one, would we be allowed to attend the festivities? And two, could you give us an idea of what your festivities would entail, so that we might not inadvertently offer offense or make a faux pas during your festive time?
During the feast of the Maiden's Dance, the Twin Veils, as the outside world calls it, we here have a feast of our own. We have several large bonfires. We make merry. We rejoice. It is one of the few times that we like to let our hair down, so to speak. It is, I'm sure, timid compared to some of the outside world, but it is how we enjoy our time. You may celebrate however you wish within your area, but we do ask that you be respectful to those that when you come into ours, and basically that is just items of common courtesy. You know, don't touch anyone without permission, that sort of thing.
I see. Of course. Among my people, this time is called the Blood Tithe. It is the ancient line of my people thought that one moon swallowing the other for a time was an ill omen, and they took it as a time to hunt predators and drain them of their blood, and then bathe and drink it in a what is the word, orgy.
Yes, and they probably should have
We would
stayed home
appreciate
today.
if you did not do such things here in the forest.
Yes, of course. I am happy to partake in your traditions, and bear witness to them as something different than my own.
Taria sputters in sipping the tea that he's been doing quietly while the whole conversation has been going on when Karak mentions the word orgy.
We're so not doing that.
No, I wouldn't ask. I mean, it's kind of like you have to like all be into it, and the hunt, and then it's all a big ritual. It's a thing. You have to, yeah. It helps if you have tusks, I'm just saying.
Ziraj.
Yes.
Something catches your peripheral. You see shadows moving in a way that shadows should not move. They are moving against the light, against the very physics of how a shadow should move, as it steps from within the rest of the shadows into a solid form of a creature wearing a cloak, black raven hair down to their chest, pupilless black eyes, goatee and Fu Manchu. a arrow is let loose. Remember when I said I was going to use this die?
There we go.
Depending on Tarius's distance to Ziraj, I'm going to use my deflect arrow thing.
Well, it's coming right at you, so.
And me?
He was.
Yes.
Yeah, he was rolling the d6 to see who the arrow was coming for.
So I'm just going to use the monk ability for catching arrows then. Or let me go find it and read it actually what it says. I can use my reaction to deflect or catch the missile when hit by a ranged weapon attack. So when I do the damage I would take from the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus 9.
All right. So please go ahead and roll a 1d10 as I roll the attack roll. You are easily able to snatch it out of the air because I rolled a shit 5. At this point, I need everyone to please roll initiative.
Hey, wait a second. Tarius, read the rest of that ability. I may be wrong. It may be that you get it later, but there's a part of that ability that you get at some point that lets you throw the arrow back if you successfully catch it.
Yeah, and if I reduce the damage to 0 and have a free hand, which I do, I can spend 1 key point to make a ranged attack with a range of 20/60. So I'm going to do that.
Okay, go ahead and roll that d20 for me, please.
So that's going to be. Can't confuse my characters. 12.
That will miss. Okay, so starting Dandy, initiative, please.
23.
Damn. Karak.
18.
Pants.
13 plus 1 is a 14.
Tarius.
14.
What's your dex, Tarius?
18.
What's yours, Pants?
I believe mine is just a standard. It's a 13.
All right. Vinfera.
9. I always have crap initiative rolls. Come on.
Ziraj.
That'll be a 14.
What's your dex?
Plus 1 modifier.
All righty.
You can really
Then my
vibe with
initiative
this.
rolls. All right, Dandy, you're up.
All right. Do I need to refresh Owlbear? I'm still just seeing.
I'm not. This is theater of the mind right now. We're not into Albert.
All right. Dandy's going to try and sneak her way to a more flanked position.
All right. So to set the scene, you are in the middle of a clearing. The clearing is 50 feet wide by 50 feet wide. It is circular. To your right and before you, the creature has stepped from the shadows. They are tables that each of you were sitting at, except for the one that Karak was sitting at, and chairs. It is evening, so the shadows are long, so you can go ahead and make your attempt to stealth.
That's 12.
Okay. Make a note of that.
Dandy's not quite so sneaky today.
Actually, what I can do, if y'all will give me just a second, I'll throw this into a generic owlbear. That way you guys can have an idea of what you're looking at.
Cool. Wow, this one's old.
Yeah. All right.
Where's Vanfira?
Right there.
There she is. She was hiding.
That guy. Hungry. All right, let's do it this way, Dandy. That way you.
All right.
I will do the. Tree line. I'm not an artist, so
That's good enough.
this way you can see where you're at and what you're doing.
So Dandy was trying to sneak to her right. She would end up about right there.
All righty. That is
Right in my
your.
pants.
As your bonus action, do you have any actions that you wish to take?
Not at this time.
All right. Karak.
I cast Guiding Bolt.
All right.
Will a 19 hit?
A 19 hits.
All right. Ooh, good roll. So that is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of radiant damage.
All right.
And the next attack against him gets advantage.
That's melee attack, right? Or is it any attack?
Let me verify. There's the wrong spell. There we go. Yeah, anything with an attack roll.
All right. Cool. All right. That will bring up Tarius.
I already checked the distance. He's 45 feet, and I got a speed of 40. So Tars is going to make a dash action and use my racial hammering horns immediately after you. Wait a minute. That's not it. Scoring rush. Where is it at? Yeah, immediately after you use the dash action on my turn and move at least 20 feet, I can make one melee attack with your horns as a bonus action.
Okay. So please go ahead and make that attack.
Let me put me over here after using the dash. So I'm going to dash to about there. And then horns is going to be plus 7, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23?
23 will hit. So that'll be 1d6 plus 4, I believe.
Yep. Gonna use the Hockey Puck level up dice with our logo. You should have rolled better than that, damn you. That was 5 damage.
All right. Courage.
All right. Wanting to show off a little bit for my new friends, I grab my staff and I like whip the amethyst at the front of it so that the campfire light shines through it, showing a star map. And I start using my trunk to kind of trace out a pattern, and I cast Guiding Bolt from my star map at the person or the creature.
Nice.
Ants will gag.
This will be one quick second. Tarios, go ahead and roll another d20 because that would have been with advantage just to see if you crit.
Yeah, I was just kind of thinking that. I did crit. That's a 20.
All right, so roll another 1d6.
All right, I'm going to use the other corner since that corner was bad last time. And that corner's slightly better. So 6.
You rolled a 6?
Yeah, so that was another 6 damage on top of the initial 5.
All right. All right. Now roll your guiding bolt.
All right. So that would be 18 to hit.
That will hit.
All right, and it's only a first level. 4, 8, 9, 13 points of radiant.
And they will get an advantage. Next attack roll against them will be advantage. Pants.
Okay, so Pants is going to scream out to Tarios, kick his ass! And it's activating his commander's strike, so that I'm foregoing one of my attacks to use a bonus action to direct an ally you can see and hear me to strike using its reaction, adding the superiority die to the damage.
He used his reaction to catch the arrow. At the start of this.
But wouldn't that be a surprise round, and then we all rolled initiative, so that'd be a different round?
I'll give you that one. So go ahead and make your attack with advantage.
All right, so since he does not have a sea bass, he will just swing with his hands. That was a nice one. That is 19.
19 hits.
You'll add +8 to the damage from the superiority die.
Hot damn. All right, other corner. I'm running out of corners. Damn you! That was 5 plus 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 damage.
All right, excellent.
The damage is from Roman 1.
Is the creature still alive?
It is.
Still standing?
It
Okay.
is.
At that point, Pants will use the interact 3 thing to take out his longbow and shoot an arrow at to use his other attack to shoot an arrow at the creature.
I'm behind you. You better not shoot me again.
It will be an incredible feat if I somehow hit you behind me. But
You'd have to roll something.
Do not tempt fate.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. 14.
Misses.
Darius stares as the arrow flies between him and the creature, going, "Hey, it's over there. Over there."
Pants will just wave.
All right, Vinfira.
I am so sick of you assholes. And Vinfira is going to start to speak in Infernal, a little bit of shadow weaving around her hands and then around his head as he is hexed. There's no saving throw against it. He now has disadvantage on intelligence saving throws, and she's going to cast Mind Sliver, so he needs to make a DC 16 intelligence save with disadvantage.
Roll a 1.
No, but I rolled a 6.
Okay, then.
Good enough.
So that is, what is this? 2d6 Make sure I'm looking at the right one. So we're going to roll 2d6s. So that is 7 points of damage from the Mind Sliver. That's 7 points psychic. And then an additional 6 points of necrotic damage from the hex.
They are looking rough. Very, very rough. It is now their turn. You will see them begin to speak in a language that none of you understand. Their form fading and shimmering before replicants of them appear. They are 3 archers. They are 4 swordsmen. You've got this, buddy. The archers taking aim at first archer is taking aim at Hummingbird. That's a hit.
God damn it.
The arrow strikes. As it does, it turns into a 2-headed serpent, digs fangs in. That is a pass, so they'll only take the damage. The second archer is doing the same. That is a miss. Third archer, that is a hit. Her saving throw, she fails her saving throw. Oh, shit. Hummingbird is petrified. The swordsman will advance. And the one staring at you, Tarios, will take 1 attack roll. That is a nat 20.
Ooh.
I need an intelligence saving throw, please. As you will take 1 point of psychic damage.
18 on the saving.
I can't hear you.
18.
18. You're fine. And that will bring us back up to Dandy.
Okie dokie. Let's do a quick little bit of measuring. Alright. Dandy is once again going bonus action, sneak to try and get right here. Nah. Yeah, there.
Give me a stealth check as you're trying to sneak along the long shadows of the evening.
Oh, that should do much better. Just gotta check my bonus one more time. That
I
is
guarantee
a
it beats my
24,
perception,
my good
though.
sir.
Yeah. You're able to sneak in.
You know what time it is.
What time is it?
It's good old stibbity stab time. Ooh. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That is a 26 to hit.
That will hit.
Woohoo! Hold on, let me pull out 3 of my d6, because this is going to be sneak attack damage, I am guessing.
Yes, it is.
It is 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
Damn.
And now you can see how Antivar did almost half my health with 1 attack. From sneak attack damage alone.
All right. Good job. That hurt. They let out a snapping a glance to you. That will bring up Karak.
Let me. Where is Hummingbird?
Hummingbird is here. This is the tree is
Okay.
hummingbird.
Then I'm going to take my movement and yeah, I'm going to put myself there to be between any of the bad guys and Hummingbird. And then I know she's petrified, but still. And then I am going to cast Spiritual Weapon, and I'm going to drop it right over here with him, and it will take a swing. Will a 19 plus 8 hit?
It will.
That's 27, yeah. And that does 1d8 plus 4, so that's 11 points of damage from the spiritual weapon. So that was my movement and bonus action. As my action, I'm gonna toll the dead at him.
Okay.
So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 16, please.
That is a 2.
Ooh.
Brilliant. He's gonna take 2d12 then. So that is 18 points of necrotic damage as Karak brings his hammer against his shield, and the sonic wave rings out towards the Umbrakai that Tarios is fighting.
That they look hurt. They look very, very hurt. That will bring up Tarios.
Kill him.
Darius, seeing how hurt it is, he'll say, "You look hurt, friend. Let me help you with my fist." And swing. And that's going to be an 18 for this first strike.
That'll hit.
Then for the second strike, it's a nat 1. But let's see if the first strike kills him. So that's going to be plus 4. So max damage on the first strike would be 10.
10? Alrighty. I need a dex save, please.
Shit, I got that for sure. 24.
24. Your first strike, you feel the solid impact of your fist slamming in. The second one, you swing. The individual before you, quicker than you anticipated, throwing 2 fingers up, snapping into your wrist, knocking your hand wide, stepping forward again and driving 2 fingers into your forehead. You'll take 6 points of psychic damage.
And since I hit with the first one, can I spend the key point to do flurry of blows?
I'll allow it.
Okay.
I shouldn't because of the net one that followed, but you should have declared it. Declare it next time after you hit.
Okay. 17.
Misses. Coming to swing again, they will throw their hand up, blocking yours.
Yeah, then the other one, it's lower. It wasn't a 1, so.
All right. I for Ziraj, that's how you pronounce it. I totally blanked on how you say the name.
Totally fine. So until now, you've seen Ziraj kind of matronly, motherly. Now that the NPC or the enemies have showed up, so does Ziraj. She kind of like goes from her hunched little state, stands up tall, throws her cloak off, and she is dense. Like you've seen elephants, they are dense. She takes her staff, starts twirling it, and you see like her joints start illuminating, and you see like constellations forming on her body, and you see a constellation of a dragon. And then as she swirls her staff, she's going to slam it in the ground and cast Call Lightning on the
Holy
area.
shit.
Yeah.
She's showing up. And her first bolt is going to go on this guy up here, which will hit all 4 of these guys, but just be out of range for Torius.
Which one?
This second from the top up here. Still
Oh,
learning.
okay.
Him.
So the little thing that looks like a paint drop, that's your pointer?
Gotcha. Yeah, that one.
So that one? Okay. Yep. Oh, shit.
So I need 4 dexterity saving throws to get 3d10 lightning.
What's the DC?
DC 16.
And you need how many? 4?
All 4 of them were within 5 feet of that point.
Oh, shit.
Call lightning is the thing I missed most about being a druid.
I'm outside! It's great! Every time I play a druid, it's like, you're in the dungeon. I'm like, I can't call lightning. I'm inside. It's not tall enough.
So the one that stepped from the shadows that initiated all this literally rolled a 16.
Okay.
The rest, it was a 2, a 4, and a 7. So I got a feeling they're about to be fucked.
All right, so if you pass, it's a half. Otherwise, it is 19 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And then
so
for you, Tyr.
19.
Okay, good.
I'm see.
9. It would be 9.
9.
Yeah.
And the dragon form of the constellation, part of my starry form, that allows me to have. I can, when I make an intelligence or wisdom check or a constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on a spell, anything lower than a 9 on the d20, I can treat as a 10.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
So the ones they look they are singed. They're still up, but they don't look happy. The main one looks pretty bad. That'll bring up Pants.
Pants is gonna look over at Zaraj and be like, "Do that again."
In about 6 seconds.
So he's using his commander strike to basically you don't get your reaction. Yeah. So he's gonna look at you and do the commander strike. So we're going one of my attacks bonus action so that you can use your reaction to make an attack. And it doesn't say if it's a spell, melee, or range. It just says attack.
Yeah, you get 1 attack action because he commanded you to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he just looks at you and says,
but it's your choice. You get to choose what to do.
You don't.
Or you can choose not to.
I mean, Tyr, would you consider calling another bolt an attack action?
It is an attack action.
All right. Then I'm going to put a bolt in that exact same spot. Not as good, but still pretty decent.
Oh god. Give me the damage.
15.
So, hearing Pants look at you, do that again, calling the druidic arcane that flows through you, the thunder rolling, the lightning slamming down amongst them. You will see the one that started all of this scream in agony before they are incinerated, and the rest disappearing.
We did it!
Charius, with his fist there ready to swing, just starts to clap. He slowly claps and says, "Well done."
And I turn over and I say,
Cool.
"You don't fuck with family."
Kruk, bangs his hammer on his shield, and well done, Stormcaller. Well done.
And no one died this time.
I like
her. And
she puts her
this
cloak
is
back
where-
on and.
But before we go, can I just cast one spell?
Sure.
I turn around and I touch Hummingbird and I cast Lesser Restoration.
Nothing happens.
Fuck. Okay. mark
Wait,
the
did you say
spell.
lesser restoration?
Yes.
Hold on, I need to check my notes. Their arrows are specific magic. Laceration, yes, she is unpetrified.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Again, pneumonia strap off my game a little bit.
Yeah.
Bear with
No
me.
worries. No worries.
But yeah, let's go ahead and take our first break as we end combat. And you have brought Hummingbird from the land of petrification.
All right. And then do you want the poll up?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the poll.
All right.
back, Earthbound travelers. Thank you for hanging out while we took our break. Make sure you vote in the poll because this is one of those that's going to have major consequences on the both storylines, the one that runs on Saturday and the one that runs on Sunday. Before we took our break, the party had met their now newest member. They have Ziraj, the Loxodon, the elephant individual from the Lost Isles. They had met with the head of the Druid Enclave here, the Mistress Hummingbird. As they were discussing next steps and the Feast of the Twin Veils, Umbrakai appeared, attacking. Combat ensued. The party, having fought the Umbrakai before, knowing how to best defend themselves, was able to dispatch the enemy. During the process, Hummingbird was petrified by one of the archers, but quick thinking from Karak brought them back to the realm of the living. And this is where we continue. Hummingbird will almost collapse, Karak, as they're under your hand, stone, turning to flesh again. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Those of you, well, only one of you is a druid, Ziraj. You will hear bells as armed druids will begin rushing into the enclave with their weapons and magic at the ready. This is bad. This is bad. They should not have been able to come here. The warding is failing. The warding is failing. She will look you in the eyes, Karak, as tears stream down her face, weeping. We need your help. We need your help. You have to help us.
Tell us what we can do.
The warding is failing. When the Enclave was established long ago, it was unprotected. There's supposedly those that came, a group of heroes from a place called Sword of Hope, a supposedly mythical place that once stood. They restored the warding that is beneath us in the old ruins. The warding has to be failing. The shadows are growing stronger. We need you to go and find out why.
I look to the others and let me consult with the others, but I believe that we would be willing to do this, to go and see if we can help.
Darius is already just simply nodding.
Yeah.
Same with Pants.
Venfira is rolling her eyes, waiting for someone to blame her for something.
Of course, sister.
We cannot risk taking you to the well until the warding is restored, because if these creatures was to get there, it could be catastrophic.
Lead on.
To save the druids!
Oh,
I love Dandy.
I love her
Absolutely.
too. It'd be weird if I hated my own character.
I've played characters that I hate. It is weird. Hummingbird will wave her hand to the others that came, all but one leaving. She will look to the one that stays. Sister Wren will take you to your quarters so that you may rest. We will have guards posted tonight, and on the dawning, we will lead you to where you may enter the ruins. We will send what aid we can with you, as this is dangerous, it is perilous, but none of us may enter with you, as it is forbidden for us to ever step foot inside the ruins.
That seems counterintuitive.
The one that stays, Tarius assumes is going to guide us, so he walks over and like rears close and just kind of stands there next to her, waiting to go.
You will hear the mumble of another one in a mask. This cannot be a good omen. Sister Wren, will you show these to their quarters? The druid will nod, and then looking down to you, Vinfira, you have a lot of explaining to do.
Yeah.
Taria starts to scratch his head. He's like, wait a minute. Another one? And he looks at her. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you... Did you...
Follow me, and she will turn and begin walking away.
And...
Well, good conversation.
Quite.
He sighs out loud and follows her.
You will be led. Go ahead.
If there's any food on any of the tables, Dandy might snag some small pieces to place in her pouches.
There was only tea.
No, never mind then.
Being led back through the way you came, seeing the people at the evening meal and such, twisting through, turning away from the enclave proper, you are taken to a small-ish cabin. Being led inside, it is barrack style, similar to what you saw in the Emerald Forest. There are several beds. There is a stove. There is a wash basin. Yes, Pants.
Is it nicer than the barracks we were shown to?
No, it is very. Druids made it, so it's very rustic. That's the word I'm looking for.
Fair enough.
As you're led in, as you start to step into Infera, a hand will clap on your shoulder. We need to talk. We need to talk now.
Fine, Aunt Mila.
If you will excuse us.
I catch Vinfira's eye, and if you need us, we are close.
It's my aunt. It's fine.
Krok stops for a second as it suddenly dawns on him, and he turns to look. You're the one he named the Panther for.
Yeah. So
You have met my husband.
I have.
Several times.
You must be a woman of infinite patience. You have my respect.
You have met my husband. Your words are appreciated. Thank you. If you wish anything to eat, simply speak to the stove. It will provide it.
Pants is immediately going to get on all fours, get right into the stove, and be like, "Cucumber sandwiches."
Tarius
they
like
will appear.
walks over and smacks Pants in the back of the head and says, No, not again. We're not doing it again.
It's right. They're right there. Look, see, and he'll pick one up and be like, "Taro, see, I know you love these. I made one especially for you. See, it's this one right here."
He grabs the sandwich and says, "No milk," and then he just scarfs it angrily.
More hate chewing. That's what we need to see. We need to see hate chewing from a Minotaur.
Yes.
Okay.
Hate chewing.
So, Sister Ren will lead you outside. Vinfira. Yes, Pants?
I was going to say the last thing that would be said would be after she leaves, Vinfira and Red leave. Pants would say, I thought they were the same person.
Krok goes to the stove, roasted leg of mutton, and dire wolf's blood hot.
And it appears.
Oh, it is like the feast back home.
Vinfira, a very stern-faced looking aunt will look at you, arms crossed. What are you doing with them? What are you doing here? You are supposed to be at the Amber Spire in Iron Sage, not gallivanting.
This is not fucking gallivanting.
Watch
And
your
you of
mouth,
all-
child.
You of all people should know that.
What are you doing here?
I didn't get much choice. I saw that asshole kill the fucking king. And next thing I know, I'm thrown in a goddamn jail cell with these folks, being blamed for the fucking murder. Uncle Bane had to come save our asses. She's gonna push up her sleeve and show her aunt the shadows. And look, they're changing.
The time of chaos is truly upon us.
What the hell does that even mean?
It means that the world is dying and being thrown into chaos as the forces of darkness battle to control to see who will be able to bust through and devour us all.
But what does that have to do with the goddamn shadows on me? Would someone just fucking tell me who the fuck I am?
Kiri would kill me.
What do you mean Kiri would kill you? What does Mama have to do with it? Shava already told me about her and Karak lying about shit. I know about the wolf.
But then you know as much as I know.
So nobody knows.
Did Hummingbird say that you could go to the well?
Yeah, is it safe for me to go to the well?
As far as I know.
Was
We've never had someone of your... don't even know the word. We've never had someone that uses shadow magic try to go to the well.
Yeah, well, it's because we're supposed to be myths.
Well, we're supposed to be myths as well, so promise me you will be careful.
She kind of looks back in the direction of the barracks, and looks back at her aunt. From what you've told me about your old traveling companions, I think you know how that goes.
She will give you a hug against your will if you try to refuse.
She'll stand there with her arms down at her sides.
Opening the door, she will enter once more.
If she opens the door, she's going to find Tarios standing there, eating pistachio pudding, like staring at the door, waiting for it to open. And when she opens it, he's going to say, "You knew him, didn't you?"
I have known a lot of hymns. I'm afraid you're going to have to be more specific with your questioning.
He points at his mask, the original.
Ah, yes, I knew him.
Wait, you're just a Rebix?
Yes, I'm upgrade. No.
Hang on. Are you saying your name is not actually Tarios? That this is some sort of like mantle that you pass around?
Yes, but there's a magic mask.
He sighs.
I have a magic mask too.
He sighs and says, "No, there's much more to it, but he's kind of a namesake, so to speak." And then
Good night, Tarios. I will surely kill you in the morning. Sister Wren will approach you, Ziraj.
Yes.
Giving a soft nod of the head. Sister?
Sister.
I believe that the powers that be, they are the ones that have brought you here. Will motion towards Infira. That is my niece. Please keep her out of as much trouble as possible.
I have studied the
Grok
stars.
looks up from his cup, blood mustache, we do our best.
Interesting.
The stars have led me here, sister, and I shall treat her as if she were part of my own pod.
May the sisters bless you.
And unto you. And then after she exits, I'm going to go outside as well.
Okay.
And study the stars before we rest to see what omens and portents await. Basically, so I can know what to prepare next day.
All right. Give me an insight check.
And while that's happening, Dandy will approach the stove and yell, "Candy bacon!"
And candy bacon will appear.
15 for my insight.
15. All right. I need everyone but Zerja to earmuff, please.
Ooh, first earmuff.
I get my first earmuff. Yeah, I was just going out to prepare my spells like a cleric does and figure out what I'm going to change. But I'll take it.
The stars show a dark omen. They show that more of those creatures are searching for this party, that they are on the scent, and that you are going to be traveling into a dangerous place. To be prepared and to be wise.
Duly noted. Be prepared, like in The Lion King. Cool. Yeah, and as she's studying the stars, she will cast Good Berries so that she has them on hand.
Okay. Anything else before I bring the others back?
No, you can bring them back.
Okay, having read the stars, the others inside taking advantage of the stove of plentiful. If you guys wish to discuss anything or such, now would be the time.
Then I'll walk over to the stove and say, chocolate pie.
Darius is sitting there still eating the pistachio pudding, and then he's going to be like, that means that she's that old and doesn't look like, wow, ages nicely.
Well, the events that of the Demon Bride only happened 2 years ago, so.
Dude, that's my aunt.
And she's married.
Well, to Bane, who I'm pretty sure could kill any of us without breaking a sweat.
New friends, this attack on the circle is not a good omen, and we should be prepared for danger. And she'll hand each of them 2 good berries, keeping the 10th one for herself. Please do not eat all these at once. They're good for a day. But should the time come, this could save us in a pinch.
Dandy will put the 2 given to her not in the same pouch as the candy bacon.
So if you're going to be hanging out with us, you should know shit kind of follows us around.
Yeah, we always look prepared. This is what we look like when we're prepared for anything.
And it usually has a Fu Manchu.
Either that or it stabs me in the back. Literally.
You know, I liked the first tiefling I met. That one I'm gonna fucking fry.
I didn't know Antivar was a tiefling.
Oh, sorry, I think I've confused him with McBain.
Yeah, me too. My bad.
Okay.
Sorry. She doesn't like McBain either.
He's such a nice fellow.
McBain!
Yeah, no.
Oh, what are you guys doing?
Zaraj is going to claim a bottom bunk because there's no way in hell she's going to trust a druid top bunk on her size.
Venfira's gonna look over at their new friend Zaraj, just so we don't have any damn screaming again, and she'll look at Pants. You should probably know I kind of look dead when I'm sleeping. And she'll go find a top bunk away from everybody.
You should probably know I fall asleep like a log.
Oh no, I don't mean I like lay still and look dead. I mean like I don't breathe. I look like
literally, she is a corpse when she is asleep. It's crazy. It's absolutely wild.
Yeah.
Duly
I had
noted.
to slap
Don't waste
him.
the good berry in the middle of the night.
Exactly. And don't scream like somebody's. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
And
Finish Venfira's statement.
And don't scream like some little girl with her hand caught in the door. Pants.
Yes, if you have any questions about whether or not Venfira is alive, before doing anything, perhaps consult with me. I am a cleric and have traveled with Venfira long enough that I can recognize the difference between actual harm having been done to her and just her normal sleeping habits.
While we're talking about my usual freaky shit, you should also know I don't really bleed. And my heart only
Nor
beats
is her skin
sometimes.
warm to the touch.
I'm a fucking ice cube, let's just be honest.
You know, hugging you on a hot day, though, is kind of nice.
No one's hugging me. Come on.
Karak looks at Venfira.
Not happening.
Bring it in. No, bring it in.
Not happening.
Wait, Pants is gonna see this as a moment to possibly do a group hug, and so he's gonna go over and he's gonna like start like.
If you
Wait,
fucking
we're
touch
doing
me,
this?
if
It's
you
a group
fucking
hug?
touch me, I will stab you. Looking at Pants.
Oh, yes. Speaking of stabbing, Karak looks down at the dagger in his hand that he had nearly forgotten about. I'm gonna check and see if the dagger, the sheathed dagger I have on my belt, if the dagger that grew out of my bracelet will fit in that sheath.
It will.
So does anyone need a dagger?
I'll take it.
Here you go, Dandy. If this one magically goes away after I kill all of us, I might need that back.
Kill all of us?
Never mind.
Well, what?
I mean, metaphorically speaking, he will be killing all of us if he resets the entirety of the universe. So.
Yes, that is.
And he won't be
precisely
able to
what I
die.
meant.
Yeah.
I don't think you'll really need it back after you have to kill yourself, though.
I mean, it's the principle, really.
Well, I mean, you're the one that's gonna have to kill me, apparently, so you can just take it off of me when you do that.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling good about that, Dandy. This job kind of sucks. What is that?
Oh, jobs suck.
What is that phrase? Oh, I think I heard Baynard say it. Something blows goats. Yes, this job, it blows goats.
Huh?
Right. Now I
Ben's
couldn't
gonna kinda
possibly
look at
think
him.
of.
Sorry.
No, you're good. He's just sputtering.
Blows
Ben's gonna kind of cock her head at him. Do you mean sucks ass?
Oh, that could be it. Yes, so one of those pack animals. Yes, might be.
Back home, we have a friendly little farm that's raising money to save all their goats, and they have what they call a GoatFundMe going on, and they've been soliciting help for all of that.
Oh, that sounds absolutely lovely. I would contribute. Except well, I don't believe that you are going to get back to your home anytime soon to help them with their goat problem.
No.
And if we all die and fail, then their goats are going away along with everything else when the shadows devour everything. I'm sorry, when the nightmares devour everything or the shadows get loose upon the world, whichever happens first, really.
Sounds like things
I
might get
personally like to
spicy.
reset.
Well, I have more faith that we're going to get through this than that. And Dandy's going to take some money out of her money pouch and hand it to the new pachyderm companion.
Sweet.
How much?
50 gold.
All right then. That's 50 gold more than I had before.
All right, so we should get some rest, but we should probably still set watches. They have guards outside for us, but I would feel better if at least one of us stayed awake the whole time. Not consecutively, but on a rotation, like watches. Yes.
I am more than happy
can,
to continue studying and take the first watch so that I can prepare my spells.
I can take the following. However many. You all know that I don't sleep. We all know this. I know this. You know this. Well, now you know this.
Sir
Sleeping
Pants, you don't
is
sleep?
Not something. Yeah, no, Siraj. If you look at me, I am a metal man. You see, and he like knocks on himself, and you can hear that it's metal.
Dum, dum, dum.
So, it's eating, sleeping, drinking, normal human things. Or what everyone calls human, I guess. It doesn't really apply to me. So, everybody take as much. I only need some time to recharge my batteries. I'll be good to go after that.
I noticed the medal, but didn't want to judge a book by its cover, having just met you.
Well, that's good, because I'm not a book. Ha ha!
But your best friend was.
Oh, that strikes very close to home. Yeah,
Ooh. So
that
what
seems
we're
too
saying,
real. Too real.
it sounds
that
like
comment-
the library's open.
At that comment, Pants will just sit cross-legged and go into his standby mode with the expression of,
Well, you know what they say, reading is fundamental.
No.
Right.
What they say is reading is fun and mental. It's both.
Listen, Zaraj has the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent to be a part of the group.
So for watch, I have Zaraj, first watch, and then Pants.
Benfira will take a shift in there.
Who will take the last watch?
Dandy will.
All right. All right, Zaraj, please give me a perception check.
As I'm starting my watch, I'm going to cast Dark Vision on myself. And then...
Okay.
Alright. Perception, you said?
Yes.
I would like to have it noted that Dandy is not sleeping on a bed, she's sleeping under a bed.
13,
That is noted.
Perception 8. So that'll be a 21.
All right. Raj, as the others fall asleep, leaving you to first watch, the watch will go by without incident. A very peaceful couple of hours to pause and reflect, prepare and study, until it comes time to rouse Pants.
I'll walk in and I go clink, 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 clink with the trunk.
At this time, you will hear a almost different voice. Definitely sounds more mechanical. It says, "Please, still charging. Please stand by."
But it's your turn.
Still charging. Please stand by.
I'll go over and I'll wake Dandy and I'll say, I think I broke our metal friend.
What?
I tap the metal friend and he says he's charging and I have to stand by.
Please charging. Please stand by.
So I think I broke him.
Oh, no, he's in a rest mode. It's okay, I'll take next.
And
They
then
rubber eyes and crawl out from under the bed.
What's all the noise?
Yeah, Zaraj will
back.
plump into the bottom bunk.
The bottom bunk holds.
Good. I was a little worried about that.
With
All
the
right.
thump, Tarius rolls out of bed and onto the floor and goes, and it goes back to bed.
Okay. So, Dandy, perception check.
Yep. Wait, I don't want to open that. I want to go over here. Oh, yeah, I can actually look at my perception. That is a 14.
The evening seems to dressel on quietly. Nothing seeming to startle you or capture your attention. So quiet, in fact, that you feel as if you might drift to sleep. I need a wisdom save, please.
Ooh. Here we go. That is a 14.
Dandy, you begin to doze lightly, still aware of the rhythmic sounds of sleeping coming from around you, but the soft, gentle slumber lulling you into relaxation. You see yourself. You see the majestic splendor of the great falls, the multicolored water as it pours down, the splendor of this magical place, not lost on you. You see there, standing upon the water, your mother and father. You see as they draw near, tears of happiness at the reunion. You embrace. You know that you are one with your family. And it is this moment that this dream will take a twist, and you will find yourself standing waist deep in the water of black. It is holding to you. You struggle, but you can't get free. And you will see a blade, a flash of silver, and you awake. You are in the cabin. You are there amongst your companions.
She'll check if her watch is over yet.
It is.
She'll go to wake up Vinfira.
The corpse-like Vinfira there in the bunk, away from everyone.
She'll just lightly, well, after climbing up, because she will have to with her size, poke her arm.
Vinfira,
Yeah, kid.
it's your turn.
Alright.
Ants didn't wake up for his shift, so I took it.
That's alright. When mine's done, I'll just kick him.
Why did it get me so hard?
It's okay. He doesn't have feelings.
You okay?
Yeah, it's just weird dream.
No wolves, though, right?
No.
Is it the Scion thing?
Kinda.
The whole mess just fucking sucks.
I miss my old dreams.
Did they involve food?
No, they involved swimming in a giant vault of gold coins, just diving in. You know, like a duck.
That sounds like it would hurt. You go get some rest. I'll take over.
Yeah.
She'll climb back down and go back under the bed.
All right. I need another wisdom save from Dandy and a perception check from Vinfura.
Okay. Try this one.
In his sleep, Tarius mutters, "No, Pants. I said no milk."
I got
What'd you get there?
another 14. The number of the night for me is 14.
I have an 18.
Venfira, your shift passes peacefully. Dandy, you are able to sleep without further nightmares. You do dream of your giant money vault swimming in the golden coins.
Woohoo!
That's all we can hum. Any more and we'll get sued.
So as Vampira's shift ends, she's gonna walk over to where Pants is and literally kind of kick him in the leg.
Is that time already? Oh, I feel like I got a longer rest in this time.
Because you slept through your shift. Dandy took it.
Oh. I'm always confused about how long I should be charging for. Anyway, that's my bad.
Whatever. Just do what you're supposed to do. And she'll turn around, go back to bed.
I need a wisdom saving throw from Pants and a perception check.
He's also going to go over to one of the beds that is empty, probably where he was before, like where he was going to sleep. And he's going to do the same thing as he did at the other barracks. And he's going to carve in that says Pants was W-U-Z here H-E-R-R-E. All right, so you said wisdom throw, and then
Wisdom
perception
save
check.
and perception check.
The wisdom save is a 19, and the perception check is a 16.
Halfway through your shift, you begin to get sleepy. Something you've never experienced. You've experienced the low energy, the being tired, but you've never felt sleepy before. It is a new experience. It's almost human. But yet, you do not drift. You simply marvel at this new feeling that you have experienced. And your shift comes to an end. As morning comes, you hear the cocks crowing, the world awakening, the birds chirping, the sound of the druids.
Before anybody else wakes up, Pants wants to go over to the stove, and he'll whisper into it, "Traditional big breakfast for every culture that is appropriate for my party and friends." He wants to do
Take
like
a roll on
big
that one. It's not sentient, so
It's fair. Is that an 8? Just an 8.
you get a big breakfast. You get eggs, sausage, bacon, bread, coffee.
Perfect. That's the smells that he wants everybody to wake up to.
With the smell of coming out of the stove, Tarius wakes up. He's like, and he first off taps around on the floor. He's like, "Why the hell am I on the ground?" And then he sits up and he looks up and he says, "No milk, right? Ants."
It says, so he'd be on all fours, and he'd look over, and he'd just be like, gets out, walks over, and sits in a chair.
Karak doesn't so much wake up as the aroma of coffee drifting through the air tickles under his nose, and Karak levitates out of bed and follows the trail of coffee aroma through the air, his feet just inches above the floor, until he gets to the coffee, and he pours himself a big cup and begins to drink it as his feet slowly land upon the floor. No, I'm kidding. I don't have levitate. So, yeah, but you get the idea. Karak gets out of bed and groaning and scratching, wanders over and pours coffee before his eyes are even open.
Alrighty.
From her spot on the bunk, she's just gonna kind of call out, "Tarios, you better not eat all the damn bacon again."
Tarius is like mid
bite of a handful of bacon, and slowly stops and looks down and mutters into the stove, "I need some more bacon to replace what he's been already ate."
And more bacon appears. And this is where we're going to take our second break. I know it's a little early, but bad pain. I am a chronic pain patient, so need to address that. We'll take 10 minutes, and when we come back, the polls will be closed. Make sure you vote. And welcome back. At this time, we're going to go ahead and close the polls. And I'm going to have our producer go ahead and privately message me the results.
Will you do that, Tier? Should the rest of us
my
be
phone's right
taking
here.
a long rest on our sheet?
Yes, go ahead and take the long rest on your sheets.
I cannot do that, but I don't think there's really any change for me.
It has been messaged. Producer/player now. New title.
That's right. You got multiple titles.
I get to see behind the curtain.
I need everyone but Karak to earmuff, please.
Oh, jeez.
All right.
Karak, as you wake, as you're taking the drinks of coffee, as your world is beginning to come into focus, because let's face it, those of us that drink coffee know your world is always out of focus till you've had that first cup.
Amen.
You will get a message in your mind, a familiar voice, a voice that was once a lover that was left behind. The message is short and sweet. Iron Sage has fallen.
All right. Is it a message I can respond to?
You can. You have 25 words.
The time of chaos is upon us. My friends and I are working to restore things. Stay safe. Wish us luck.
There is no response. Anything before I bring the others back, my friend?
Nope. So you all see Karak taking his first sip of his cup of coffee, and then he just stops, and the cup slips from his hand and falls to the floor, spilling and shattering. And there's a long pause, and then you hear him say, "The time of chaos is upon us. My friends and I are working to restore things. Stay safe and wish us luck." And then he drops to a knee and just sits there.
Dandy will walk over. Are you okay?
Thinking that Karak was over dramatizing him eating the last piece of bacon again, Tarius goes over to the stove and says, "A lot more fucking bacon. Damn, these people are crazy about bacon."
Yeah, let's. Go ahead now, guys. No, I'm not getting you. Alright,
Do I need to disconnect
We
and
came
reconnect?
down here as a squadron.
that should be better.
Check, check. Can you guys hear me?
I'm just gonna keep moving.
Okay, now they
keep
can hear you.
There we go.
I think
Okay,
when my
cool.
headset died and I had to plug it in, that's when we lost. So.
Ah,
Okay.
okay. All right,
I
so
switched the output, so hopefully it doesn't happen that way again.
okay, so we'll rewind. And action.
All right. So Karak was drinking his coffee, taking his first sip of coffee, and just stops, and the coffee cup slips from his hand and clatters to the floor, shattering, spilling the coffee. And there's a long pause, and then he says, "The time of chaos is upon us. My friends and I are working to restore the balance. Stay safe and wish us luck."
Dandy
And then
walks.
he drops to a knee and just sits there.
Dandy walks over and says, "Are you okay?"
No, little dandelion, I am very far from okay. I have just received a message from someone I was once very close with, and I don't know how, but well, it seems that one of our problems at least has fixed itself in what is
Meaning?
possibly the worst way. Iron Sage has fallen.
To who?
I don't know.
Taria stops in mid reaching into the stove to replenish the bacon because he thought that was the cause of the chaos. And he looks at Karak and says, "You said Iron Sage has fallen?"
That is what the message said, yes.
That's not good.
No. I don't know. I don't know who could have been powerful enough to overthrow the Iron Sage without a proper king in place, with minions of Angramora in control of the throne. I don't know.
Tyr, can Tarius make an insight check to check his gut to see if he might know who invaded or have a guess?
Okay, so yes, go ahead and make an insight check. And apparently, chat didn't hear me either. But by the summary, they get the point that Iron Sage has fallen. So go ahead and make
real quick. Also, while we were doing the earmuffs, Commune DM rated us with 20 raiders. Thanks, Commune.
Oh, awesome! That's metal.
So my insight check was 15 plus my 5, so 20.
Everybody but Tarios, earmuff. Tarios, you recall a message that you received, a message that the king was dead. You wonder if they're related. You can't connect the dots, but maybe, maybe not. It's hard to say.
So would that allow me to say to everyone to say I have a guess and then say I want to be wrong? And
Sure, you can say whatever you want to.
Okay. I mainly like I don't want to like say that he knows that it's the Minotaurs or anything, but it's a strong guess.
If you want to.
Okay. You want to take him back?
Hold on 1 second. All right. No. Come back. All right. Yay. Welcome back.
Taria sighs out loud and says, I have a guess that who might have, with Iron Sage falling and a message I received a while ago, it's a stretch. It's a very,
What
very...
about chicken nuggets?
It was the beef?
Right?
Actually, he looks at Pants and says, it is the chicken nuggets. But for our friend, he'll look at Zaraj. I mean the Minotaurs.
Without derailing our goal too much here, what is the importance of this Iron Sage? And why do I care?
Well, they kind of had a warrant out for us for regicide.
Does
Yeah.
that make
And
me
for-
now an associate?
I mean, we didn't do it. Also, Iron Sage is one of the largest and most, well, it is the largest on its continent, nations, and has the most powerful military, possibly in the world, or did. Its falling is a very, very ill omen.
A sign of the darkness.
Yes. And for some of us, Iron Sage is our home.
So then we must get these wards back in place to go to the well to continue our mission.
Indeed. There is, unfortunately, little we can do for Iron Sage at the moment.
Except add it to the list of bad that we're going to deal with later.
That sounds like a problem for future you.
To save the druids!
Indeed, to save the druids.
Yes.
So what have we done?
Right.
Being very, very confused because you celebrated after rolling a dice and being afraid. Being very afraid.
Karak is going to stuff his face very quick and make another cup of coffee before we do anything else.
Dandy's going to have a light breakfast and put some bread in a pouch.
Arios finishes. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, you go ahead.
You see, he finishes making a very Scooby-Doo like bacon sandwich that's bread, bacon, bread, bacon, 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 bread, bacon, and it's a tall stack, and he squishes it, and he eats it before heading out.
Ven's gonna go to get some breakfast from the stove, and if Tarios has taken the last bit of bacon, she's gonna like yank one off of his sandwich and like bite into it while she stares at him.
Roll a d20. We will see if there's bacon there or not.
Okay. 11.
There's bacon on the stove.
Okay. She's still gonna kind of stare at Tarios while she bites into a piece.
Zaraj, that thing you did yesterday with the lightning.
Yes.
That was very impressive. I am a cleric of Garth Dokeen, the god of war, the god of the glorious death. But recently there has been another deity appearing to me. An orc goddess of the storm. I was very young when I left my people. I don't recall much about her. But she seems to have taken an interest in me, and I've always had an affinity for storms, so perhaps at some point when we have time, I would like to to pick your brain about how you do that. All the gremlins, guys, we are so sorry. We're gonna struggle through.
All right.
Don't
how's
worry.
that now? I tried getting the mic to get a better
Oh,
quality.
now we can't hear him.
All right.
Do 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 do
Chat, can you hear me?
do.
No, I think the song goes. So that's the song that's playing.
I was doing the actual.
And then chat, you should hopefully be able to hear me now. Going to my audio levels say they're moving. There we go. Yes, Karak. I get that storm that you asked about. It comes from the power of the goddesses. Of the earth, the sea, the land, the stars. It's not something I can teach you. It has to be granted to you for protection, for keeping the balance. I can help you try to find that inner peace so that the gods can use you as a vessel, but I cannot teach you their ways.
Interesting. I appreciate it, but as much as I want to learn that trick, I don't think the gods who have interest in me are so much interested in my inner peace.
Be that as it may, by inner peace, you reflect upon what your gods need you to do, and if you answer their call, then perhaps they will grant you those resources, if it is within their wheelhouse.
Perhaps. Thank you. All right, I guess we should go find our guide and go figure out these ruins.
To the ruins!
Hans is gonna hit himself in the head. I've figured it out finally! Scion of Oblivion, Scion of Awoken. Awoken as in they're awoken to the purpose that there's more than just wanting things, and Oblivion as in someone that is very poor! My God, those people who made these lores are genius. Anyway, let's go save the druids.
Can you repeat that a little bit slower so that the DM can catch that?
Yes. Slower. The Scions of Oblivion are people that are from Oblivion, poor, and awoken means that they have no wants, but they're awoken to everything outside of them, and there's bigger purpose.
You got part of it right.
Basically, he's being classist, and then Karak, as he says that, turns and looks at Venfir and goes, "I believe that is your cue to call him a dumbass again."
Venfir will nod, look at him, and go, "Dumbass."
I think my
It's been
coin
obvious to
purses would
everybody.
like to argue with you, Pants.
How much of those coin was yours originally in those purses?
coins don't belong to anyone. They're made out of metal, which belongs to the ground.
How very free market of you.
Are you getting shitty with her?
No! On the contrary, I think that a lot of goods and services should just be given to people. What do I know? I'm a metal man. Let's go save the druids!
Van, you're sounding a little light. Is your microphone down?
I haven't touched any of my settings.
Okay.
Your mic's up.
Oh.
There you
I
go.
haven't touched my settings. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Hi,
you just sounded a little light. There you go. That's better.
All the gremlins.
So many gremlins. So many gremlins. Okay, so you all exit. As you exit, there is 2 druids, female. As you will notice, all the individuals dressed in druid clothing, attired, station, demarking in this area are all female. They will silently begin walking back towards the clearing where you had met Hummingbird, expecting you to follow.
Sandy will follow.
Yep, follow.
Yep.
As you all are...
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say follows, but when he left, he longingly looked at the pile of what used to be bacon and then grabbed the last couple pieces as he walked out the door and says, "I will miss you, oh stove of bacon," and closes it and then munches on the bacon as he walks out.
Y'all will, as you're walking, a short druidess with blonde hair and a bouncy personality will come running up to you. "Oh my God, I heard about the fight that you all had in the clearing the other day. Are you guys okay? How, that is such a harrowing deal. How evil even got in here, we have no idea."
That one's got to be Kestrel.
Almost as fast as...
Kestrel, right? Yes.
Yes, yeah, I'm Kestrel. Hi, nice to meet you. We met when you all first came in.
Yes, Karak will kneel down in front of her. Yes, it was quite harrowing, but we've gotten quite used to it by this point. This might be a bit forward, but we're going to go down into the ruins and see if we can fix your wards. When I get back, assuming we survive, would you like to spend an evening with me? I could tell you all about the fights we've been in. Maybe over a bottle of wine.
Behind him, Zaraj is just shaking her head no.
That's very sweet of you, and you seem like a very nice person, but you say there's someone that I really like, and I'm not ready to move on from them because I think that one day their husband will go off and get killed, and then I'll be there to console them, and they'll fall in love with me.
If it helps at all, then my people, it's weird for us to date just one person at a time. I would be accepting of this other person if they should, one date couldn't hurt anything, right?
Give me a persuasion check. I will roll this in the Tower of Fate.
Is Kestrel a gnome or a halfling?
She's half elf. She's just short.
Okay.
And hyper. Very, very hyper.
Well, I mean, the other half is sugar, right? Half elf, half sugar.
This is persuasion, right?
Yes.
Oh, 20.
That dirty, dirty 20, which I've got to get the picture that Draco Wynn did for us of the dirty 20. I got to get that posted on social media. I will try to do that when we get finished streaming tonight. Meets or beats? Sure, I'll have some wine with you, but I can't say I'll go any further because, like I said, I really like this person. Like, I would do anything. I would die if they asked me to. That's how much I like them. But they don't see me like that because they were married to that one guy, and they just like, he's not right for them. But you know, what can you do? You can only convince people to be so much.
Absolutely, I 100% agree. But we can talk about it when I get back.
At this point, Kestrel will bounce over to you, Zaraj. "Oh my God, what are you? You look like a druid, but you don't look like a druid that I've ever seen. Where are you from? Hi, does this work?" Grabbing at your trunk. "You seem like a really nice individual. Oh, look, a badger. Oh my God, you have a badger with you. That is so sweet. I love badgers. Hi, I'm Kestrel."
and like the speed at which Kestrel speaks versus Zaraj speaks, it's like that scene like where you're at the DMV with the sloth.
Yes.
Yes, I come from the Isle of name I keep forgetting how to pronounce because it is very difficult. But you all call it the Lost Isle, colloquially. I am the druid who looks to the stars instead of to the ground. I am the one who sees the omens forthcoming. And
That sounds very exciting. That sounds very mystical and exciting and way over my head. I'm going to go now. I love you guys. Bye. And she will bounce off.
Wait, Kestra, wait.
She will stop, come back. Yes.
Do you happen to know a druid by the name of Glengigol Fizgig Wizgail Monfrey?
I do not.
Okay, I just wanted to know if you guys knew my cousin. Bye!
Bye. And then we'll run away.
Croc stands back up. She is adorable.
Ari's is standing at the back,
Thanks.
finishing the bacon, just kind of like taking this whole sight in, looking at everything, going, what have I got myself into?
Now I know why she used to drive Aunt Mila crazy.
That is a mental illness I would happily catch.
Does Ven know the full story of Kestrel?
Give me a history check.
Oh dear.
See if that was something that was paid attention to.
Natural 20.
Woot.
With a +1 on history, so 21.
The full history. That. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You know the history. I'll let you tell it.
Okay. She's going to kind of go over and pat Karok on the shoulder. You know she likes girls, right?
That hasn't ever mattered to me.
No, I mean like just girls. She's been madly in love with my Aunt Mila for years.
Oh, well, that's fine too. Good company is just as an appealing offer right now as anything beyond that. But she also didn't rule out anything beyond that. She said we'd see, so we'll see.
Then I'll nod. I just don't want you to get your hopes up and get your heart broken.
Do I seem the type to get my heart broken?
Do I look
Well,
the
with
type
your
that
track
really
record, you actually seem the type to break hearts.
Do I really look like the type that knows a lot about romance?
That's fair. There's a book you
Pants
should
will say
read.
quietly to himself. Pants will say quietly to himself, "Thank goodness I'm not a sex robot." He just keeps hearing about like all these other parties that are like they have like their own like interpersonal relationships and like they're getting together, and then literally he just met Kestrel, who hopes their husband dies so they can be with them. He's just like, good thing I'm a metal man and I have no junk.
Not even in your trunk?
Well, no.
No. Zaraj has the trunk.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
So
my
do you
trunk
keep
is not
keys
my
in that
junk.
trunk?
And please don't do anything more with it. It's disgusting. That's your nose. Your nose is for sniffing things and smelling things, not to
And
use as a
grabbing things
handle
and
or a
holding
weight.
things.
Hey,
Oh,
Vance,
ugh.
do you remember when we talked about not judging people by their clothes and shit?
I'm not judging. That's just a virtual reaction that I'm having to someone using their nose for things. Ugh.
Yeah, it's just who she is. Deal with it, asshole.
I'll get used to it.
Arius taps the end of his mask and says, "And I wish you did stuff like that."
You find yourselves in the clearing. The same clearing that you was in the day before, the evening before, where you had fought the Rumberkai, where you had met Zaraj, where you had met Hummingbird. The air is thick, heavy. The weeping of the wasteland has stopped. There is a urgency in the very posture of Hummingbird as she stands there before you. Thank you, friends, for accepting the responsibility of checking the wards to restore them so that we may be safe. We guard something precious, we guard something secret beside the Well of Souls, and we cannot let it be exposed.
Are you talking about the sword again, or is this something other than the sword that you just took into possession that is also secret and powerful?
It is something beyond the sword.
Ooh.
We have a
I
map.
know what I'm gonna ask. Ooh.
This map will guide you through the ruins. It was once a hatchery, but it is no more. We do not know what dwells there, as I said, since the days of yore when the Stormbringer and the Glitter Sister came and helped secure the wards. We have been forbidden to travel should we upset them. She will hand or extend a piece of parchment to see who will take it.
Dandy will take it.
Pants will take it.
Zerash's trunk will go out for it.
Pants is definitely going to try and take that paper so that the trunk goes nowhere near it.
All right, so 3 opposed dex checks. We'll see who's quickest.
Alrighty, Roo.
Starts just wiping the bacon grease off of his hands and goes, "Oh, never mind."
16
Dandy?
for Zeraj.
I'm sorry, what was that?
16 for Zeraj.
16. Pants?
Hold on. Gotta recount.
17.
25.
Dandy is able to yoink the map quickly, unfolding it and look at it. It seems very straightforward. It is a straight line that then goes through 3 rooms. It does not seem very complicated at all.
She'll tilt her head at the map like, huh? Oh,
Oh, who did we lose?
we lost Locke.
We will.
Oop.
Wait, there they are.
Right. Also, I've pictured that scene with the paper as the comedic thing of like the trunk has it and then Pants grabs it and he's like this and or like he drops it down and then Dandy just like snatches it from him.
Kitty!
Go ahead and throw the screen up, John. We'll be right back, guys, as we get this sorted. And we're back again. Sorry, we're having technical gremlins. This entire weekend has been technical gremlins. I think that I agree with Dracolin in that we need to have a stream exorcism to get rid of these gremlins. We thank you guys for your patience and hanging out with us. As we had before the issues hit, you had been given a map which Dandy was able to snag from Pants and Ziraj. The map shows a straight line in 3 rooms. You said you want to look at it further, so give me an investigation check.
What is my mod for that again? That is a 21.
21. You notice that as you're moving the map around, the map is changing. When you turn it to the side, it turns to a line that goes back and forth and then straight into 3 rooms. When you turn it back, it's straight in 3 rooms. Whenever you change it, the path leading to the 3 rooms seems to change.
Huh.
What? What is it? What the hum? I don't like hums.
Well, you look over my shoulder.
Cancel. Look over.
And she'll.
And that is not a difficult task at all for Ziraj.
You just have to stand over her. Anyone in the group just has to stand over her. She'll just turn it this way and that.
I
and
imagine
have it.
everybody is kind of huddled around Dandy looking at the map.
And you all will see the map change as well.
Well, I don't like that. How are we
there
supposed to
any-
know which way to go?
Can I kind of get a maybe like insight onto how to read this map or investigation or something?
Go ahead.
What would you prefer?
Give me insight.
All right. 15.
It would seem that the map is designed that as you're walking, it will change with the environment. So let's say, for example, you come to a fork in the road, so to speak. It'll show you which way to go. And then think GPS, like in the car, how it.
As you turn, it reorients to be correct.
Right.
Got it. It's like a global positioning map. It changes with your orientation. And she'll pick up Dandy with the trunk and like move her, like just like turn her so she can see that the map, without her turning the map will turn.
It does.
Hansel look like he's about to literally upchuck anything that would exist into his stomach as Dandy's picked up and shot around with the trunk.
She's just giggling because she thinks this is fun.
I love that the trunk discussed pants so much.
And Fira has the tiniest hint of a smirk at the corner of her mouth, watching Pants freak out over the trunk.
As Ziraj sees that Dandy is enjoying this, she'll move her trunk and like put Dandy up on her shoulder.
Ooh.
Shall we then?
Hold on 1 second. I grabbed the wrong track. Oops.
I was wondering, I was like, what?
Someone left the radio on in the dungeon.
And the band
got
is
real for a
performing,
minute.
preparing for the feast. I think the absolute worst time is that when I would go to play a Link, for whatever reason, I had to do it twice because the first time would always do a live Major League Baseball game. It was back when we were doing podcasts, and I would be like, "That's not it." All right, so you all are the hummingbird. Well, are you all ready to descend?
Yes, I believe so.
As ready as we will be, I guess.
Hummingbird will begin speaking in the Druidic language, calling to the earth and the heavens, calling upon the arcane power. The phases of the moon will appear before them, shimmering in as if a holographic image, for lack of a better word. The ground beneath you will tremor slightly as roots will come up, solidifying under your feet, rising up and forming a cage around you. And then you will be pulled into the earth, sinking.
Arius is freaking out a little bit because this is weird as fuck, and he's like grabbing onto the side of the cage, like, oh my god, what is going on?
Be one with the earth, and the earth will be one with you.
As
Wait,
they're
if-
thinking. Sorry, go ahead, Dandy.
Wait, if the other druids don't go down here, is it okay if you're down here?
The druids, well, I call them sisters. They are not of the same circle as I, and I would assume that they would have warned me that my circle would not be permitted if that were the case. However, since Hummingbird mentioned no such thing, since my circle is dedicated to protecting other things, I assumed that it was okay for me to be here.
Good enough for me.
Oh, sorry. As the cage is sinking and Tarios is freaking out, Ben's gonna kind of stare at him, deadpan like usual.
As they sink through the ground, like when they get to the part where his neck is at, he's like, "Oh, what a world! Oh, what a world!" As they sink down.
You all will find yourself lowering down a shaft of earth. There's a soft blue glowing above you where the roots have met to form the top of the cage, illuminating. You will travel for several minutes. When you will land, there will be an opening before you. You will see a vast tunnel. 100 feet in front of you, there will be a large carving of a dragon's mouth. You will see smooth stone on either side of the dragon, and in the middle, a channel. Oh, we lost Locke again.
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay.
I'm just switching back over. I just switched over to back to Discord because I got Discord back up and running on
All
my
right,
computer.
excellent.
That was just me changing cameras.
All right, cool. You will see a channel, as if something would allow water or such to flow coming from the dragon's mouth.
Is the hallway illuminated?
It is. There are small silver discs every 10 feet along the wall, and each silver disc glows a soft purple. You will see from the purple light that the smooth stone is marbled, that this entire area was built with great care and precision.
Dandy, do you have a full water skin?
I'm just going to assume that yes, she does.
Yeah. Why?
I call this soaring eagle, and I'm going to use my trunk to kind of grab Dandy and walk her towards the dragon, holding her out, so that way she can pour the water into the dragon's mouth so it can flow. So pour that water. See how the channel goes from point A to point B.
Okay.
Also, if you want to go,
Ants is still grimacing.
that is totally acceptable. And I whisper
Oh my
to
God,
Dandy, I mostly do this to make pants uncomfortable.
And she'll just give us very sly thumbs up. Hopefully, her
He's
pants can't
in
see it.
He as soon as you pulled Dandy off of your shoulder with a trunk, he turned around. He can't do it. He's just like, nope.
Tarius walks
That's your
over
nose.
in front of Pants and grabs the nose of his mask and starts wiggling in it while like standing in front of him, going, "Ooh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?"
One moment, and I will tell you. Oh yeah, Pants is gonna throw a punch to deck you in the face. Like this is, he's, nope. That is a 10 to just try and punch you.
Tarius steps to the side and he lets his mask go and just taps Pants on the shoulder and says, "It's okay, buddy."
Just quietly is whimpering. It's her nose. That's her nose.
Tarius hugs him and says, "It's okay. It's just a nose. Let it go."
You know, Tarios, that is what is known in gnome culture as a dick move.
Ooh, yes. Yes, we have a similar saying in Orcish. I believe the actual translation literally would be "fuck Muppet."
Tarius
Okay.
opens his coat and grabs out a piece of paper, writes it down. "Fuck Muppet. I like that." Puts it back.
So, as you extend Dandy out to pour the water, Dandy, give me an insight check.
Haha! She doesn't know anything. It's a 3.
As you pour the water into the channel on the dragon statue, steam begins to rise.
Woo!
I really thought that would work.
Maybe it wants coffee.
We all want coffee. So the water turned to steam, so...
It's hot. Now that I'm closer, can I investigate the area? Try to see if I can't pick up on something?
Sure. Does anybody want to help?
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Pants is
That'd
trying
be
to
a
keep
15.
whatever's down.
You got a 15? Who else
15
rolled?
so 14 on die plus 1 modifier. Unless I'm allowed to stealth, or I already have advantage, so it doesn't matter.
What are we using for modifier?
Intelligence.
I was using investigation, yeah.
No, I only have a 12, sorry.
I have a 19.
I don't know shit.
So, looking closer at this carved, the dragon's head is massive. It's as you get close to it, it seemed to be an optical illusion when you stepped off of the root elevator, for lack of a better term, your mode of transport into the earth. It seemed like it was maybe about 3 foot by 3 foot. But as you approached it, just that short 100 feet, this thing is massive. This is like looking at the side of a building. As the channel that comes through that you travel down, you see that it comes down one of the teeth that are exposed. Following the gaze down, where you're from, Ziraj and Dandy, you're not familiar with lava per se, but you all can see that there is solid earth where once there was molten lava that seemed to have run through this channel that looks to be about 50 feet wide and traveling back into the Maw of the Dragon.
So how do we melt it?
Well, you would need a very high source of heat. Or we would need to tap into the lava flow that this originally came from. That was
Give me
originally
an insight check, Kurok.
Yes, all of it. How's a 26?
You have been in places where, like the sewers and such, where there was similar channels. Now they didn't have lava, but they were channels. You know that there's always maintenance walkways. There's always a place to walk the length.
Do you remember when we escaped from the cell in Iron Sage? We had to traverse the sewer, yes?
Sure, I've been down there a lot.
The walkways along the sides of where the flow runs through the sewer. Well, this should be the same. If they're going to have a channel of lava, there should be a path you can walk that runs alongside it where you won't be in the lava. We should find that pathway.
I will look.
Dandy,
Investigation.
Try orienting your map to the dragon.
Dandy will hold up the map at the dragon.
The line goes straight, but you see a little line comes across, almost like indicating a door. And if you orient it to the dragon, it would be to the right of the dragon's head in the wall.
Put me down for a second.
For sure. And Zaraj will set her down gently.
Dandy will go
while
to the right of the
blocking
dragon.
eyes with pants as the trunk lowers her down.
I slip up behind.
100% other way.
I slip up behind. Sorry, I slip up behind Dandy as Dandy moves over to investigate the wall, and I touch Dandy on the back. Guidance.
Give me an investigation check, Dandy, and add your guidance.
Tarius grabs
buddy.
pants and says, "You can do this. It's just a nose."
That is a 26, my good sir.
Without hardly any effort, you are able to find the hidden door.
Ah, here it is. She'll open it, or attempt to.
Guidance.
The door opens easily, and as the door opens, you hear a snarling. You see two red eyes as this large armored creature comes hulking forward. And this is where we're going to pause for the evening.
Oh, you
no.
bastard.
I felt it. I felt it in my bones. I was like, we're going to get to the entrance of this place, and then something big's going to happen, and then boom.
That's only 3 from the cast. Did you get at least 3 in chat?
There.
I was gonna say he probably got about like 5 personal messages with the revelation with Dandy earlier.
I think I was gonna say you counted only 3. I thought like there were a lot of them that went on during that during the revelation part earlier.
I was going to say, like, there's at least one from me for
One from me.
becoming a sign of. Yep. There's got to be at least one from chat that said the Iron Sage has fallen.
Says 7. Chat says 7.
Nice.
Lollipop has been counting. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. I've had fun. Sorry about the technical issues. We hope that you all enjoyed. No, it is not a dragon. I will give you all that. You'll just have to tune in next week to find out what it is. Before we go, we do have an announcement. Ren has an announcement to make.
Hey everyone. So, those of you who have been following us for a while or follow me on social media know that my partner and I are in the process of trying to buy the land that our little farm is actually on so that we can expand. Um, Unfortunately, in that process, we also took on some of the former owners' animals and the big vet bills that came with them. In addition to that, our closing costs ended up being like 3 times what we were expecting, which ate all of the farm savings. And we desperately need to be able to get fencing up on the pasture to keep our animals safe. I actually had to go out and chase a coyote out of our pasture just a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. Um, and during the day to boot, that was exciting. But if you can go visit our GoFundMe link, check it out. My partner did a really great job of outlining all of our long-term plans because we do want to make the farm a place of sustainability and education and not just something for us. But if you go visit our GoFundMe, help us out if you can. If not, share it out because that helps us too, gets us a little more visibility. Another way you can help, if you go through the GoFundMe, there's a link down in there for buying some of our T-shirts with our animals on them. They're really cute, I promise. But if you can help us out, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
And remember, if we get to the $10,000 mark, which is the just a little over the halfway point of the entire GoFundMe, I will eat a Carolina Reaper one-chip challenge potato chip at the beginning of a stream and try and play D&D while suffering through the burn. And not only that, I'll put a dab of Apollo hot sauce, the last dab hot sauce from Hot Ones 10th season, on the chip when I eat it. And then
15K, I jump on the boat, do the same thing, except we're probably going to the ante because we're spice heads. So instead of just doing the one chip challenge and the dab of hot sauce, Kurok's going to choose to do dabs when there's 20s rolled by a tier. I'm going to choose to do dabs when there's ones rolled by tier or probably anybody because I'm a glutton for punishment.
We're gonna make the nat 20s rolled by the DM and D20 and D1s rolled by the cast hurt more.
And I believe that if we hit goal.
Yes, if we hit goal, I will be doing the one chip challenge. I'm not going to be doing the last dab hot sauce with it because I am not as much of a spice head, and I will probably die from the one chip challenge alone.
I want to say thanks to Plot.5e for rating with a party of 9. Sorry you came in as we're wrapping up, but it's been a night and it's time to say goodnight. Before we get out of here, we do want to take just a minute to remind everyone of who we are and where we can be found. We'll start with you, John.
Caught me off guard producing over here, getting everything set up for the end. Again, I am John. I am one of the producers here at Level Up TTV. You can find me here on this channel. I am also the voice of Carlton Tanks on the podcast Dungeon Drunks, at Dungeon Drunks on the social for that podcast. And personally, you can find me at that_film_guy.
Hey everybody, I'm Ren Matley, and you can find me on social media at Ren_Matley.
Hey everybody, I'm Ben Sigurd. Tonight I'm the voice of Tarius Frostmane. Saturday nights I'm the voice of Murkwort. You can find me on Twitter at Ben Sigurd.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Patrick Taylor, the voice of Pants. And you can find me at Peculiar Patrick on Twitter.
Hi everyone, I'm Shelly, the voice of Dandy Santhy Jelbean Gigglebox Monfrey, and you can find me on Twitter at Sweetest Shells.
Hi gamers, I'm Locke Clark, and I play Kurok here, and I play Bjarnor on our Saturday night streams. And you can find me at the Georgia Renaissance Festival if you're local to the Atlanta area at the Crafty Celt booth. And I want everybody to remember that just around the corner, a couple days, it's Pride Month. And remember, especially for all you pan and bi folks out there, don't let anybody else ask you if you're gay enough. That's something you ask yourself, and the answer is, I can always be gayer. But don't let other people try and push you out of a space you belong in. You belong. Come out to Pride, and but be safe doing so. Because remember, COVID's still a thing. Get your vaccines, people. And you can find me on the Book of Faces and the Twitter pages at Lock Unruly. That's Lock with an H.
And I am Tier the DM, world's okayest DM. You can find me on social media at Tier_the_DM. Make sure that you head over to Twitter for Will_of_the dice. Give us a follow there. As Locke said, Pride's coming. This is during Pride Month is especially a time to remember that love and inclusion, these are the torches to a better tomorrow. Share the love. It's not hard. Live a life to be proud of and be the change that you want to see. If you're having a hard time, remember, you are not alone. There are people in your life that love you and will help you. I know from firsthand experiences, I have been in this last year through hell, but I'm still standing because of the people that were there to support me. And as I gain strength for them, I will find others to support. So join us, be torchbearers. Until next time, we love you.